All right, let's begin. Okay, so today we're talking about 17 years of how much we've come along in regards to camera technology. The fact that where we were, even just like a little over a decade ago, almost 20 years ago, to where we are now is mind-blowing. So right here, I have a very old camera, and this is the Canon Rebel XS. This camera right here was released in 2008, I believe it was. And since then, we have extremely grown. This camera sported a 10.1 megapixel sensor back in 08. And the very dials and buttons on the back of it are super simple, normal for a Rebel series camera. In fact, it has no touchscreen for one or a flip out screen, as you can see right here. The screen does not flip out, and it is not a touch screen. It is all buttons and dials to do what you need to do. Obviously the OVF and everything too. This is quite an old camera. Now, in comparison though, to this one, which is the Canon R7, which was released in 2022, that 17-year gap holds so much more between these two. So just from that 17 years, now I do have a 50mm 1.2 on here, so it's not a fair comparison in lenses, but we're not talking about the lenses today, we're just talking about the cameras themselves. And from 10.1 megapixels with very limited features, you know, no touchscreen, no flip out screen, none of that stuff, to something that a 1DX Mark II would have, this would be considered a pro level camera to these days standards. But yet this is an APS-C, high-end APS-C, which has a 32.5 megapixel CMOS sensor and shoots 15 frames mechanical and 30 frames electronic, where this just shot with, you know, the SLR mirror as we all know it to be. So that's significantly higher and faster. And also just everything alone, just the makeup of it, it's more streamlined. This is more clunky looking. The buttons and dials on this, yes, though are minimal on the R7, as we all know. This has so much more under the hood than this one does. This was aimed at sports and wildlife photographers, as well as like enthusiast professionals that do that. High frame rates, incredible features. Same features that you'd find in the Canon R3, where this one is just very bare bones, basic. But basically I'm here to tell you is the fact that these cameras have come from where we used to be to where we are now, and they're both APS-C sensors. So that in itself just goes to show you the growth of everything. Now, obviously it's not a complete direct comparison. I'm not here to directly compare. I'm just showing you how far we've come in growth. The ISO buttons are both on top. The on-off switch is still on the side here, but it's in a different way here because now this one also offers video, the R7, where this one doesn't. It's just photo. So you still got the ISO, you got the shutter and everything. The differences with this one on the R7 is you do also have an aperture wheel. So you have two dials and one button, where this one you only have one button for ISO and one button on the back for aperture, but you have to use the shutter dial to operate both of those. So there's no 2 or 3 button layout, it's just very simplistic. So you would hold the AV button or aperture button down, and then you would scroll your shutter, and vice versa. You'd hit the ISO button and then just adjust it, hit it again, and go back. So it's very interesting how they've laid it out in 17 years. So that just goes to show you from rags to riches how far we've come. I mean, you know, I'm not saying this is a bad camera. I'm just saying it's very dated in what it has to offer comparatively to the Canon R7. All right, guys, that's it for me today. But I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I'll be releasing up and coming a brand new photography course for anybody that wants to join. I will be linking that in my Instagram bio. I will let you guys know. All right, take care, guys. Peace.